Hey, it's Uncle Josh, and we're back on Uncle Josh game and playing some Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. We left off, we added doses of the serum to the infected farm and the infected village. So now we have to make a choice of whether or not to continue on and go there, or head back to Ranger Citadel. Let's see where I am on the map. Okay. Go to Ranger Citadel. Oh. Found an oasis. You gotta take those when you can get them. Fill up your water. Gotta stick with my target practice. I'll be ready to join a team the next time there's something. There's an opening. There's dogs. These ruined walls were once part of the interior of the Citadel. They were destroyed when the Rangers drove out the Guardians and have never been repaired. Ranger Brass Knucks. You ain't found anything I could make use of for my art projects, have you? Found some. Oh shit, can I have it? I'll keep RC here clean, don't worry. Just gonna pretty up the wasteland. Here you go. Hell yeah, you dudes are the best. Hey, I got a latrine duty once I'm done here. So I won't be out in the field for a long ass time. I bet you guys can learn a little something from this instead. Cherry Bomb lost the spray paint. And Kumite, a history. It's brawling. Give that to Big Bird. Or did Cherry Bomb end up with it? Oh, no, there it is. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna hold on to that. I want to double check over here. There might be something I missed. Nope. Nope, haven't missed anything. Now I can proceed in, I think. Dogs. There's that goat. If I'm not falling for it. Oh yeah, tutorial for the camera controls. Which I've already figured out. Good to see you, recruits. The general informed me that you've completed your mission in Ag Center. Oh. Please come inside. I now have full ranger privileges. Welcome to Ranger Citadel. Good luck out there, recruits. Captain Hunter. Team Echo, isn't it? Nice to put a face to a name. I'm Captain Hunter, Team Delta. Your team doesn't look like the other teams we've met. That's because we're different from the other teams you've met. Special ops. Aren't all Ranger operations special? What makes yours different? Well, let's just say we're the Ranger team Vargas calls when other Ranger teams get out of line. Be seeing you, chum. Though these massive vault-like elevator doors have been polished to a military-grade shine, you can see small amounts of warping and tiny scuffs, like the remnants of scorch marks all around the edges. If you had to guess, the Rangers have tried everything from arc welding torches to C4 to open this behemoth with no success.
Hey, Woodson! What do you hear?
Everything, Angie, everything.
Welcome back to Ranger Citadel, recruits.
A stiff-bearded older man wearing a hard-worn Ranger uniform and a battered old cowboy hat, General Vargas, walks with a cane, but he's not helpless. He wears a pearl-handled revolver on his hip, and there are a lot of notches on the barrel.
So you saved Ag Center at the expense of High Pool. A tough decision, and I know it must weigh heavily on your minds. But a choice had to be made, and once you chose Ag Center, you did all you could to save it and its people. I'm particularly pleased that you went out of your way to help Matt Forrestal. He was a great ranger, and remains a credit to our organization now that he's left. Also, let me personally thank you for finding Ace's killer, whatever it was. I'm sorry your initiation into the Rangers has been such a trial by fire, but you've proven yourself tough under pressure, and in my eyes, that makes you fit to be a Ranger. You have earned the name. Welcome aboard, Rangers. Now, any questions?
Thank you for letting us into the Citadel, sir.
It is your home now, recruits. A place to rest and resupply between missions. A place to learn and to share your knowledge with others. But it's more than that. Despite its tarnished history, the Citadel is a force for good, a shining beacon of justice in a dark land, a bulwark against barbarism in a world of lawlessness and brutality. Indeed, it is the furrowed field out of which the seeds of order will grow into a new and better civilization. Hey, forgive me. Get carried away sometimes, but I do believe we are making a difference despite my shortcomings, and that our flame must not be allowed to be snuffed out. That's why we need young, motivated recruits like yourselves.
Shortcomings, sir? Surely not.
I've been too cautious, recruits. Since we took this place over 15 years ago, I focused too much on keeping the peace in areas we know, and not enough on outside threats. I wanted to rebuild, get our numbers up, but all I've really been doing is letting the world pass us by. Well, that's gotta change, and the change starts with you. You are going to find out where this threat is coming from.
A place to learn, sir?
We have a library here, where we compile maps and information about the region to help us with our work. If you want to know about any old tech or ancient knowledge, go talk to old Flintlock there. If you've got map questions, see Gilbert. He's our cartographer.
Gilbert, sir?
Gilbert was another one of my squad. We called him Thrasher back in the day. A good man to have in a tight spot. Past his fighting days now, though. Took a wound during the Battle of Base Cochise and never fully recovered. Now, he's our cartographer, and damn good at it. You'll find him in the museum with Flintlock.
Who is Flintlock, sir?
Flintlock was old when I was your age. Now he's ancient. Knows more about the history of the Desert Rangers than any man alive, and he'll tell you so himself.
Where can we resupply, sir?
You'll want to talk to our quartermaster, Sergeant Melson, about that. He'll provide you with all the weapons, armor, and gear you need to carry out your duties in the Wastelands. You may also want to talk to Ethel Mercaptan or TNT-10 if you need something special.
Can you tell us about Sergeant Melson, sir?
Nelson's all right. A bit young, a bit rowdy, a bit gung-ho, but the Rangers need that now. We need new blood, like yourselves.
Who is Ethel Mercaptan, sir?
One of the brightest minds in the Citadel. She's really helped us get our weapons and armor up to scratch, and she's always coming up with new and better stuff. Worth a visit just to see what she's got cooking.
Who is Wade Woodson, sir?
Woodson's that man right over there, my radio wingman. The man who keeps me on the air. If you want to know more about the repeater units, or how to use your radio, see him.
TNT-10, sir?
Our munitions expert. Crazy bastard is gonna blow us all up one day. Does good work, though. In the field, his ordnance is highly reliable. It's just his workshop that scares the bejesus out of me.
Any advice for us, sir, now that we're official Rangers?
You are our next generation recruits, and I want you to make us proud. Remember that every action you take reflects directly upon the Desert Rangers as a whole. We've worked hard to gain the trust of the people of Arizona, and to have them accept our authority. Keep that in mind every time you draw your weapon or make a promise. The lives of other Rangers and the rule of law depend on your wisdom, honor, and forbearance.
We found a page from Ace's logbook, sir.
Did you? Excellent work. Let me have a look. Not much here, is there? Let me see. Fell in with a snake-squeezing cellar. Okay. Getting that feeling of being followed. Damn, tells a sad story, doesn't it? Guess what came out of the dark was that damn killer robot. Well, looks like your best lead is to find this snake-squeezing salesman, whoever he is. Mentions Rail Nomad here, so have a look there, if you haven't already. Maybe this fella knows something more, like where the rest of the logbook is.
You think it was more than just a robot, sir?
I don't know. Ace fought plenty of robots in his time, and they never gave him any trouble. So I'm wondering if this was something new, something worse. And if it is, we better find out. Listen, if you brought that thing back with you, or even just a part of it, show it to Mercaptan over in the armory, like I said. She might be able to ID it. And here, take this with you when you bring something to Mercaptan. It's a requisition form for some of Mercaptan's top-shelf gear. For finding Ace's killer, you deserve it.
Anything else you can tell us about Ace, sir?
Ace and I went way back to the prison days. We fought Finster and the base Cochise robot army together. We rebuilt the Citadel from scratch. That I sent him on the mission which got him killed hangs heavy on my heart, and Angie's never gonna forgive me.
You know Angie well, sir?
Well enough not to talk behind her back when she's standing right in front of me. Hey Angie, how you holding up?
Better now, General. I'm only crying 8 hours out of every day now, instead of 16.
Ain't no shame in grieving, Angie. No shame at all.
What happened with base Cochise?
Place was nearly the death of us. Hell, it was nearly the death of the whole human race. damned malevolent mainframe churning out an endless army of robots. If we hadn't stopped it, well, I hate to think.
What's the deal with Erwin John Finster?
Craziest jackalope we ever faced. Might have been human once, might have been sane too. But when we met him, he was a crazy android bent on wiping out the human race and replacing us all with mutants. Got his head in our museum if you want to take a look.
Anything to say about the prison?
Our old stomping grounds, since right after the apocalypse. We moved out of there about 15 years ago when we took over this place. Wasn't a bad place, but the Citadel is more defensible. The Red Scorpions have moved into the prison since then. Nasty bunch from all accounts.
What do you think of the Red Scorpions, sir?
They call themselves the Red Scorpion Militia now, and lately they've been filling the airwaves with a lot of trash about how they're the real law and order around here. Just another raider gang, if you ask me. I don't give them the time of day.
Well, we're out of options, so we'll hit goodbye.
Make us proud, recruits.
Hey, General. How's the leg?
Fine, Angie. Hope you're feeling better.
It comes and goes, Snake. You know.
Yeah, I do. Welcome back to Ranger Citadel, recruits.
Sergeant Wade Woodson, one of the most technically minded members of the Rangers. He's wearing a makeshift pair of glasses and is starting to gray at the temples.
Welcome, recruits. Nice to make your acquaintance. Good work saving the day and attaching the repeater units at Ag Center. The General and I thank you. Now I'm guessing you're here to learn more about these mysterious broadcasts you've been helping us with.
What do you think of General Vargas?
Well, I'm not going to say anything bad about the General when I'm sitting right next to him, am I?
You better not, Woodson. I'll take away your smokes ration.
See? But seriously, I think the General has been a wise and cautious leader these past 15 years. Some of the boys may think he keeps it a little too cautious, but they're not the ones who have to feel the calls when good men die. Since we started hearing these strange broadcasts, he decided that the quiet times are over, and his place is here, on the air, listening to the people of the wastes and sending his troops into battle.
What do you mean by quiet?
Well, we spent the 15 years since we defeated the base code chief's AI retrenching, rebuilding the Citadel, rebuilding our numbers, solidifying our position. It made us a stronger organization, I think. But we also have a smaller footprint now, and some of the places we used to patrol have kind of fallen off the map. Now, though, I think it's time to wake up. The world is changing. These crazy broadcasts, the Red Scorpions in the old prison, reports of trade routes to the east where we thought there was nothing but radiation. If the Rangers still want to be a force for good in the world, then we gotta start stepping out beyond our own backyard.
East? East of what?
We always thought the radiation east of the prison was just too strong, and that travel that way was impossible. But now the Scorpions are claiming they've established trade with a community beyond the radiation called Damanta, and also with a group calling themselves the Servants of Titan. We're not welcome in Scorpion territory, so we can't check the truth of all of this. But they do seem to be getting better weaponry from somewhere, so maybe it's legit.
Anything to say about the prison?
Our old home base. Not bad for what it was, but we've been outgrowing it for decades. When we cleared the previous owners out of this place, we saw an opportunity to make a move.
Who are the Red Scorpions?
The Red Scorpion Militia. They took over the old prison when we moved out. Not really much more than a raider gang, but they're starting to tell everybody that they're the real law in Arizona. And they're asking people to call them for help instead of us. Maybe they're really trying to shape up, but I doubt it. Sounds more like an old-fashioned shakedown scheme to me.
The base Cochise AI? What's that?
It was the Rangers' greatest enemy. though really all it was a malfunctioning machine. The mainframe of a pre-war military facility that somehow got it into its circuit board head that everybody in the world was its enemy. It started pumping out robots to defend itself. And if we hadn't stopped it, those robots could have killed everyone in Arizona.
Tell us more about the broadcasts.
We don't know where they're coming from, or who's making them. Hell, they could be old pre-war recordings for all we know. But we've been hearing them since the skies started to clear. And they've got a threatening sound to them, so we've been trying to learn more about them. Which is what we sent Ace out to do when that robot murdered him. Now, you've already attached one of our repeater units to the radio tower at the Ag Center. But because you were unable to do the same at High Pool, we're in a bit of a bind. See, we intended to make a Watson-Watt Adcock antenna array using those two towers. Our tower here, and the tower where Ace died. Linking those four would have allowed us to pinpoint the origin of the signal. Now, however, we're going to have to try to find the radio tower the General already mentioned to you in DeMonta. If it even exists.
Got all that? Good. What do the skies have to do with it?
Well, it's only a theory, but my guess is that the fallout that's been floating around up there in the ionosphere since the war has been muddying things up there, stopping long-range broadcasts from being reflected back to Earth. Now, maybe the fallout is starting to decay, and the ionosphere is slowly returning to normal, allowing it to reflect radio waves like it used to back in the good old days. Or not. I only know what I read in salvage books.
Whatever caused it, we're definitely picking up more distant radio signals these days than we were able to even 3 months ago. You've heard of DeMonta?
I've been hearing the Red Scorpions radio chatter about this place for more than a year now. They claim it's somewhere beyond the eastern radiation clouds. I hope they're right. The radio tower that Gilbert says is rumored to be there could be our only hope for tracking down those mysterious broadcasts.
You know about High Pool?
I'm sorry you weren't able to save High Pool. Its reservoir and treatment plant provided water for us and the other communities in the area. It will be sorely missed.
What do you know about Ag Center?
I'm so glad you were able to save Ag Center. They're doing so much to develop hardier animal and plant stock that will survive out here in the wastes. It would have been a real blow to have lost them.
So what is a repeater unit again?
We use the repeater units to boost a weak radio signal out in the field and transmit the data back to the Citadel. And let me tell you, it was hell trying to find enough parts to make the ones we needed. Which is why I'm so glad you were able to find the ones Ace was carrying.
What's a Watson-Watt Adcock antenna array?
You sure you want to hear this? Most people's eyes glaze over when I start getting technical.
Yes, I'm ready to get my eyes glazed over.
Really? Okay, you asked for it. So with the traditional Watson-Watt method of radio direction finding techniques, it is possible to find the direction from which a radio signal was transmitted using two Adcock antenna pairs to perform an amplitude comparison on the incoming signal. An Adcock antenna pair is a pair of antennas that take the vector difference of the received signal at each antenna so that there is only one output from the pair of antennas. Two of these pairs generate what can be referred to as north-south and east-west signals, which will then be passed to the receiver. In the receiver, the bearing angle can be computed by taking the arctangent of the radio of the north-south to east-west signal. Given any four antennas of a known distance from each other, this method can establish a very accurate directional vector on an incoming signal. Satisfied?
Yep. Thanks for the info, Woodson.
All right. Good luck out there. You'll be hearing from us. A tough choice, recruits, with no good outcomes. Still, you chose well. Ag Center is crucial to our plans for Arizona.
So we got a bookshelf here.
Welcome back to Ranger Citadel, recruits.
Memoirs of My Time in the Rangers, Part 1 and 2. We'll read those. History of the Egg Center. Yeah, we've already seen those. The Egg Center airlock codes. Okay.
Welcome back to Ranger Citadel, recruits.
Good work cleaning up that infection, Rangers. I'm crossing Stubbins' farm off the list.
Hear you saved a farm from some plague. Let me know when you save a brothel. Yeehaw. Sheesh, they haven't even assigned you your bunks yet. And already the old man sent you off on a couple do-or-die missions? Well, that's the way it goes in the Desert Rangers these days. I'm sorry to say, so we better get you kitted out at ASAP. You ready to equip yourselves, or do you have some questions first? You think Vargas is too old for his job? I wouldn't say that. The General's a good man, but, well, he's not exactly a man of actions anymore, is he? I mean, he kicked ass back in the days of base code cheese and Finster, but nowadays it feels like we're all just sitting around on our asses most of the time, you know? Old man? Oops, did I say that out loud? Don't tell Vargas I called him that. He'll hit me with his cane. Oh, what do you mean do or die? Well, choosing High Pool and Egg Center wasn't exactly easy, was it? And following up on those radio signals already killed Captain Ace. Okay, that's cold, I know, but it pissed me off. How did one of our best men die on such a bullshit mission? And now Vargas is sending you to finish the job? Hey, I'm glad you found Ace's murderer, but it's not gonna stop there. He's gonna send you to find the same stupid signal. How do you feel about the Rangers? Shining beacon of decency in a land. Ain't that what the old man says? Well, we try. You can't be as honorable as the General says when you're out in the Wasteland, though. Not if you want to survive. The way I see it, you be as honorable as possible after you make sure the other guy's dead. What was Base Cochise? The greatest threat the Rangers ever faced, or so all the old Rangers say. Bunch of robots in an old military base. Doesn't sound like that big of a deal to me, but whatever. I just wish something big would happen now. I'm tired of hearing old war stories. I want to live through some stories of my own. Who was Finster? Some kind of mutant master. Finster created all these mutants and tried to take over the world with them. Or something. Anyway, Vargas and the other old guys kicked his ass and made the world safe for humanity again. At least that's how Flintlock tells it. You knew Ace well? Ace was one of the best. All of us Rangers looked up to him. Now he's dead. Murdered. And for what? So we could chase some radio signal that might or might not be a threat to us somewhere down the line? Sometimes I don't get the General's thinking at all. You don't think the signal is a threat? More like a waste of time if you ask me. We got bigger troubles right here in our own backyard, while we gotta go chasing radio ghosts. What troubles? Well, the red scorpions for one. I'm afraid if we leave them to their own devices, they're gonna get too big to put down. How do you feel about the red scorpions? The biggest gang around right now, and they're getting more organized every day. I say we should be going after them and leaving these bullshit radio signals alone. You don't think the radio mission is important? I don't know why Vargas is so gung-ho to find this signal. It already killed Captain Ace, and it might kill you too, for nothing as far as I can see. It's probably just some old pre-recorded message. There's probably no one there at all. Did you hear he was killed by a robot? I hadn't. I'd heard you'd found something weird and were bringing it to Mercaptain, though. Is there anything we can help you with? Nah, I'm good. Well, actually, there is one thing now that I think about it. Now that us Rangers are getting active again, we're starting to use a lot more ammo, and I'm running low. To make more, I need as much brass, lead, and steel as I can get my hands on. So if you acquire any broken weapon parts, especially the junk that's left over from modding your weapons, bring them back to me and I'll buy them at a premium. I like raw materials, but seeing as how the only metal we get is from our weekly Level Lupe deliveries, broken down parts of old weapons will work. We have a few questions. Ask away. If you want to know about any of the gear, name it. If you've got questions about the Citadel, I can help you there too. Ranger Citadel, what about it? Otherwise known as Ranger Clubhouse. This will be your home away from home, as long as you're a ranger. And there are worse places to live, believe me. The food's good, the water's clean, and you're surrounded by your best pals, a bunch of badass desert rangers who've got your back no matter what. Who could ask for better than that? Ooh-ah. Where can we store our extra equipment? See that ranger locker behind you by the wall? If you want, your team can use it to store extra gear. Don't worry, I'll make sure nobody messes with it. Oh yeah, there it is. Can you show us what's available? Sure, have a look at what we got. I get your requisition forms ready. Make sure you choose wisely. Won't last a day out in the waste without proper equipment and water. Okay. So we're gonna sell the junk. Buy a shoddy radiation suit. M16. There's ammo. So finding water is really a problem? Oh. More people die from thirst out in the wastes than from bullets. So you'd be wise to top off your canteens every time before you head out. We've got plenty for you over in the mess hall. Can you show us what's available? Sure, have a look at what we got while I get your requisition forms ready. Make sure you choose wisely. Oh yeah, okay. Alright, you know the drill. Tactical vests. We'll leave that for now.
Hey, Melson. How are the guns?
Banging as always, Angie. Okay. So, hold on to that midnight special for now. East maintenance card and the West maintenance card. We don't need those now. Get rid of some of these notes. A log page. Okay. Western Command's the buckskin jacket. Trade the padded jacket and leather chaps. Issue backpack. Jump pants. Butcher smock. Just junk chest plate. You know, we'll get those over. Sap gloves. I'll keep one. I'll transfer that to Angel of Death. Transfer that to Angel of Death too. Then we're gonna field strip the Midnight Special. Got some broken weapon parts. And then we're gonna field strip the pickaxe. Got some grip tape. Trade that over to Angel of Death. Bro, I'll face down any man or beast in the waste, but radiation gives me the crawlies. So you save scientists at Egg Center. I guess that's a good thing, but I grew up outside of High Pool. Damn shame my old home had to die. Welcome back, brothers. Did you find any makings? Is this enough? Well, let's see what you've got. So we'll sell broken weapon parts. Thanks for bringing in the weapon parts. It's tough keeping all these nukes and bullets, but this delivery will help a lot. Keep bringing me what you find and I'll keep paying extra. Okay. I think we're gonna end things here, and then we'll continue exploring the Ranger Citadel in the next one.